Welcome and thank you for joining SBIR. It stands for Small Business Innovation Research, and it's a federal program that annually provides $2.5 billion in funding to small research and development focused firms. Recently, several program managers from the agencies that provide SBIR funding had an opportunity to visit with Oklahoma companies and entrepreneurs as part of the SBIR Road Tour. I went to the event and asked the folks that came to the event that day one simple question: why did you come?
To understand about SBIRs and the differences within the agencies, the opportunity as such, and today is meeting and making changes. So today we get a chance to meet the program managers, 15 minutes, depending on how many meetings you set up, and then these 15 minutes allow us to get a lot of good feedback from program managers that actually in some cases make decisions on your proposal. So you spend all this time to put a proposal together. I think it makes sense to talk to the program managers that review it. So you increase your chances of making a proposal that is in line with what they're looking for and in line with what solves the problems that they're trying to solve. So I think this is a great opportunity.
SBIR Road Tour has given Amethyst a great chance to talk individually with the program managers of the agencies and really hone down on what they're looking for.
Wow, it sounds like those companies got a lot out of the event. While I was at the event, I had the opportunity to sit down with Lisa Kirk of BBC ET&C, a firm that OCAST has retained to help companies pursue SBIR funding. I asked her, why should a company pursue SBIR funding and what do they need to know? Here's what she had to say. Welcome and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Now tell us a little bit about yourself and BBC ET&C and what does BBC ET&C even stand for?
So BBC Etc., as we refer to it, is BBC Entrepreneurial Training and Consulting, and we are a consulting firm based in Ann Arbor, Michigan, although we work all over the country. And we started in 1990 to provide assistance to technology-based entrepreneurs to help them get companies formed and established. My background is as a biomedical engineer, but I've been 17 years working with academic entrepreneurs and other technology entrepreneurs, helping them to try and raise funds to sponsor and support high-risk R&D.
Well, great, thanks. Now you're here today for our SBIR Road Tour show to talk to companies in Oklahoma about the SBIR and STTR program. Could you tell us a little bit about those programs?
I will. So SBIR stands for Small Business Innovation Research. STTR stands for Small Business Technology Transfer. They're related programs that are federal law, where 11 federal agencies, including agencies like the Department of Defense, the National Institutes of Health, the National Science Foundation, fund small businesses through grants or contracts to take high-risk technology and reduce it to practice into products with the goal of commercializing those products. The overall program has $2.5 billion of money annually, so it's considered the largest pre-seed fund to support high-risk technology in the U.S. It's a great program for technology-based companies.
Good, fantastic. Now, what would be one of the benefits of a company going after an SBIR grant as opposed to, say, more traditional CCAP funding?
So most companies need significant amounts of money when they're developing technology-based products. So the benefits of SBIR and STTR, which are not, it's not an either-or, they should be looking at all forms of capital. But SBIR and STTR is what we refer to as non-dilutive capital. So the grants and contracts are there to fund the R&D, and as opposed to looking for financial return, the federal government is looking for impact from commercialization of those technologies. So what SBIR and STTR does is it often helps to de-risk the technology to a stage where other forms of capital, private equity capital, angel money, will then be more willing to come in and then co-fund the projects. So SBIR and STTR is a part of a funding strategy that funds the high-risk R&D portion of it.
Great, fantastic. Now, what one bit of advice would you give folks here in Oklahoma that are pursuing an SBIR or an STTR grant?
So I have a hard time giving one piece of advice, but I guess if I could give a single piece of advice, it would be to make sure to go to the OSCAR program, which is a program where OCAST helps to provide support to companies in Oklahoma to get assistance on SBIR and STTR. It's a mechanism that's very compelling, but it's got its own unique attributes, and there's a fairly steep learning curve. Most entrepreneurs want to tell their story, but they need to learn about the program and figure out how to do that. And so going to the OCAST OSCAR program would be one great way to get started.
Great. Well, Lisa, fantastic. Thank you for joining us today. We're glad you could visit. Hope you enjoyed your stay.
Loved it.
And we hope you come back soon. Wow, a lot of great information from Lisa. We're glad she was able to attend. If you're interested in pursuing SBIR funding, please reach out to the OCAST team and we'd be happy to assist. Well, overall, the event was a success, and a big thank you to all those who came and participated. On behalf of the entire OCAST team, thank you for watching.